Hello and welcome to this week's vlog. I'll admit I was going to do this vlog a bit of a different way this week. Last week I did it from the kitchen, so it made a bit of a change. And so I got to thinking that maybe it might be a bit boring sitting in this lounge every week doing the same thing, just reflecting back over the week. So initially I thought I'll try something really different, and I thought, well, I don't know, maybe do it through the medium of dance. Just to make it a bit more exciting. And then I remembered that I can't dance, I've got no sense of rhythm, I've got no sense of spatial awareness, and frankly it would be a disaster. So then I thought maybe I'll do it from somewhere else in the house, and then I thought, God, that's just, all it is just moving location. And then I thought, well, or the shed even. So the only thing that put me off that was it's cold. However, the other thing that puts me off more than it being cold is the fact that there is a massive spider in there that just seems to have taken up residency, and there's no way I would spend even a minute in that shed with that spider. I wouldn't be able to concentrate. I'd literally be just scared to death. So back to the sofa it is, but I did think I'd mix it up a little bit and just move it down to this side of the sofa by way of change and add an ornament in front of me here, which happens to be this chocolate orange, which is the fourth one that I've received this week. Thank you very much, whoever sent it. The other three have been eaten, and that's the remaining one, but I thought I'd make it into an ornament for the sake of this, because it is rather lovely. And I think it's on the back, obviously, my chocolate orange balls that I made that are, well, I haven't made them since because they were a disaster, and if you remember, it was just horrible. So, on the subject of food this week, I had a chat with my coach regarding eating for the swim, and we discussed how many calories I probably will burn off during the swim, and he worked it out as a massive 5,000 to 6,000, which is incredible really when you think about how much you would normally have on a regular day. So it got me thinking then is really that in order to make sure that I've got a varied diet while I'm doing it, is that I need to start doing these food trials really quickly really, and because as each week gets nearer, and I know it's a way away, but as each week gets nearer, my swims have to get longer in order to prepare for it. So if I don't do my food trials now, whilst it's sort of relatively young in the training, then I'm not going to be able to know what suits me and what doesn't suit me. So I went down to the poolside a few times this week, armed with a big Tupperware pot. And in this Tupperware I had, on the first day I had 2 bits of granola, one I'd made and one that I'd bought, and so I just chopped them up into bits and did ate them and then just swam and then sort of saw how I thought I felt, and if they were okay then they were a tick and they were a possibility. So on one day I did the granola, and on another day I did 2 different makes of gels. Both were fine, which was good, both different flavours. One had caffeine in it, and I'm not sure about the caffeine side of things, whether it's, it's one thing having a cup of coffee, but having it in a drink is different. I'm not sure how it would affect my levels, but we'll see. I'll maybe read a bit more into it and see how that would affect it. So they were both fine, and the jelly I had the following day was less fine, but I think we won't talk about that. But just suffice to say, that isn't going to come on the boat. So the idea really is now, next week, I'm going to try some savoury things, maybe some sandwiches. I might do a picnic poolside, by example. Spread it all out so no one can swim near me, that's the idea. So I'm going to try some savoury things next week, in the hopes that there'll be 2 or 3 things that I can do to mix it up a bit. I mean, if I'm being really brutally honest, I would love to think that I could do the whole swim fueled on cake of various flavours, except coffee cake, because coffee should not be in a cake. That needs to be in a cup. So in my ideal lovely world, that would be the greatest thing ever. And chuck in the odd Jaffa cake, and it would just be great. However, that's not a possibility, sadly. So I'm going to have to do all these different food trials and what have you. So I'll keep you informed of how they go and let you know how I'm getting on. And hopefully there'll be no reports of me coming back to you saying I've thrown up in the pool or anything on the back of them. So I'll let you know next week how they've gone. So moving on to the training. So this week I haven't swum as much as I would have liked to have swum, on the back of the fact that we did some stroke rate sessions. So trying to find my optimum stroke rate. Now, to be fair, I thought I was really comfortable with my stroke. My stroke rate is 62 per minute. But we did some different sessions where I was timed at different rates. So doing 50 metres at different stroke rates. from going from 50 all the way up to, well, we did one at 101, which was hilarious because this was in squads, could not breathe, but it was really funny once I caught my breath and everything else. So we did that, so it's definitely not 101. But we worked out kind of my optimum is about 66 to 68 instead of the 62 that I was doing. So I've spent some time working on increasing that, so just doing like two seconds per 100 per minute to go to get that up. So it's not been, I haven't done as much as I would normally have done or I would have liked to have done. So I've swum 3 times this week, and I wouldn't normally swim tomorrow, but I'm going to go down tomorrow and do a short session based on the fact that I feel like I haven't really done enough. My coach Stu has given me a little set to do in the morning when I go down. So that's me really this week. So as I said, I've not swum as much as I'd like to have done, but I'm okay with it. I've done a couple of sessions on the bike, so all's well. So finally then, I suppose tomorrow is the 1st of December. So I've dug out my Christmas cap. My swim buddy Shark gave me this a couple of years ago and made me wear it every December that first year and last year, and she's on holiday at the moment, and I'm sure she's taken hers with her, obviously, but I just wanted to let her know that I've got it out and I will be wearing it tomorrow. I'll try and get a photo for you to see, but you're not on our cameras poolside. Great shame. So anyway, so that's this week all done and dusted, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye.